Some interesting news is coming out about the upcoming Call of Duty movie, proving it's going to be bigger than ever, and it's more than just speculation. We'll talk about Steven Spielberg's potential involvement.
And we got our first look at the newest 007 game in the recent Sony State of Play. And it looks pretty good. We're going to talk all about this and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, you can find us talking about video games on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red. As always, I'm joined by this gentleman right here, Mr. Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Great. I'm good. It's your football season starts today. Got the Mafia gear on, go Bills. So I'm excited. We're recording this before any potential loss. So, this is me at my best right now. So we'll see how it goes, later today.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think the Bengals and Browns are playing today. I got some kind of notification about that, but I haven't been into it. I don't have TV, so I'd have to find it online or something.
Yep. Yeah, I could just text you a whole bunch of what's happening. That's,
yes, please update.
Too, Yeah, it would be like a
send me pictures of your TV.
A couple bucks. Yeah, I could do this. This is easy. It's very exciting. And it's cooler too. I know we talk about it a lot. That the weather. So it's nice. It's nice video game weather. It's nice football weather. So it's good. It's everything's happening. Speaking of video games. That's what our show is about. It's about video games. What have you been doing? You been playing anything?
No, absolutely not. Just same old. And for the foreseeable future, I think about all I'm interested in playing is still Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm just having too much fun.
All right. When you find something that works, you stick with it.
Yeah.
Very cool. A special thing that I have to talk about. Initially, I wasn't going to talk about it because there was an NDA, but I got into the closed beta for the Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, like the Japanese kind of like the Capcom fighting game, the animated thing. It's happening right now. I think today's the last day for this closed beta, and so I got in there, and it's a limited number of characters. So I think there's Captain America, Doctor Doom, Ms. Marvel, Star-Lord, Storm. I think that might be it. Iron Man. So add that are playable characters right now, but it is so much fun. So they did, like I said, initially there was an NDA. They weren't allowing streaming or discussion, and then they changed that like hours before the beta started. So you could watch people playing it and stuff like that. But we've talked about these style of fighting games before and how I'm in the window right now where everybody's kind of the same. Everybody's just testing it out. There's not pro players yet. So that being said, It's a lot of fun. Like I'm in there. It's like a, best of 5. Like, so you win 3 and you win the thing. But it's real simple. It's like there's just these lobbies that you go to, and the way that the lobby system is, there's all these like arcade machines standing up, and you just walk up to an arcade machine, and you either wait for someone else to walk up to an arcade machine in the lobby, or you walk up. So it's really cute the way you do the matchmaking. You see them in the real, this arcade, and then you go. So that part is cute, and then you get into the game, and dude, I'm crushing people. I'm like a pro Captain America player right now, and I can't be stopped. So that's how I feel for right now. We'll see once people have played it a few more hours than I have, and then I'll just get destroyed a whole bunch. But as of right now, if you're a fighting game fan, this is going to be it. This is going to be the new hotness. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, that's got to be like the the best part of any fighting game's life is right there at the beginning when you don't have like pros and all the YouTube gurus looking for the meta. And I don't know, it just goes
Yes.
downhill pretty quick. And that's what happened with Metaverses. And I love that game. But after a while, it's just, you can't really
Multiverses?
play. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, Multiverses.
You went on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Smaller scale?
But
which way does
yeah,
that go?
It's possible that fighting games just completely peaked when you had Shaggy and Iron Giant.
I know. It's going to take a lot for them to win you back somewhere down the line. You know, they took away your Shaggy, and you're still mad at fighting games in general. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm calling it a prediction. This game's going to be big. I think once they start releasing more of the characters, I'm excited to see who's going to be in it. And the game, the flow, man, it flows so seamlessly to doing combos and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, and I think this is going to be the game that gets me back into fighting games.
Nice.
And in addition to that, I teased it a little bit last week. I've been playing Waterpark Simulator, and I got to tell you, it might be my favorite simulator game that I've played so far.
Really?
It is, and it's only in early access. It is, well, it's not as good as House Flipper. House Flipper is my number one. But this game, like, it's so much fun, dude. It's $13 right now in early access. I don't know if the price is going to go up, but they have this huge roadmap of what they're planning to introduce into the game. Right now, there's a lot of things to do in the game, but there's so much room for growth. Like, as far as, like, when you think of a water park, this does not entirely fit my thoughts of water park. There's no, like, you know, lazy river or, you know, splash pad or wave park or wave pool or whatever. You know, it's just pools and slides. But anyways, you have to do the admission, set up, like, you know, get the pools, keep everything clean, keep everything repaired, which is the big thing. You selling food. Where I knew it was one of my favorites is at a point where I'm like, I just opened the park, and all of a sudden I hear like this stomping sound, like Jurassic Park. I don't know if did I tell you about this? Anyways,
so.
I've been telling everybody about it. Okay, so then this big fat guy with headphones on comes walking in, and they have their names above there, and this guy's name was Queso. And he comes in, he goes over to without paying, and he doesn't pay any admission, goes over to my hot dog stand, eats all the hot dogs, takes a shit on the ground, jumps into the pool, and then I have to, like, shove him to get him to leave. That's when I'm like, this is the best. This is the best game. Yeah. But it's not only is it like buying the parts for the park and doing the admission and stuff like that, but there is like things where there's people drowning and you have to throw them, you know, a lifesaver thing, or there's people that are like too afraid on the diving board, so you have to shove them in. There's people that don't pay for their admission, so you have to shove them and they get the hit and they run out of there. Or people that are doing graffiti on the walls, you could shove them. And there's like so much stuff, so you could shove a lot of people. But also, like, you're running around the whole time. Like, you have to hire people to do certain tasks, or else you're getting behind on stuff. It's so much fun, dude. And for $13, man, it's a blast. So I highly recommend it for anybody who's a fan of the simulator series.
Well, the real question is, where does it land on the jankometer?
Dude, a lot. It's got a lot. Now, granted, so this is, like I said, it's an early access. And it's hard to the confusing point lies in that it uses ragdoll physics for the characters. So there's a lot of times where, like, they'll get injured going down the slide, and it looks real like it's janking, but it's just the ragdoll. So they're, like, you know, freaking out and glitching through stuff. But so, like, I haven't really had any situations where I've gotten stuck in, you know, things, or I've gone through walls or anything. Like, so it hasn't been that bad. But some of the stuff, like when you erase the graffiti off the wall, it's like there will be like 2 rows, and it just looks like as you're erasing it, someone's just hitting backspace on the keyboard because the letters just go away. So much so where one of them like moves up, like one of the words goes up and it like backspaces. So it's like it's a small team, early access. I'm giving them all the benefit of the doubt because I'm having so much fun doing it and just doing like the tasks that keep it going. So yeah, I'm a big fan of it. So
nice. I got to look into it. Is it a Playway title?
No, it's not. It's a company that I had never really heard of. Let me see. I got it right here. Kplay, Cayplay. And I looked to see. I'm like, I don't recognize them. I don't know if they've done other games, but yeah, it's not like, it plays just like any of those.
Okay.
You would very easily confuse it for those, but it has more style. It's got that silliness that is missing from those other titles. This one has it. There's seagulls that come over and they poop on everything. So it's like it's got a lot of style and character. So check it out, dude. All right, enough about Waterpark Simulator. You ready to get into our new releases?
Let's do it.
All right, it's finally here. The memeing is over. Hollow Knight, Silksong finally landed September 4th on all of the consoles. It is, if you're not familiar with Hollow Knight, you've been living under a rock, but I'll go through it. It's a Metroidvania, and it's got the same style as the previous one. This is a sequel. It's got the same beautiful art, score, kind of the same idea where you're going through this world. You have some new moves because you're playing as a new character. You're playing as this Hornet now, so different take on the thing. There's different, it's not the exact same as the last one. And what I'm hearing is that it is much harder. They made the bosses a little tougher. The gameplay is a little harder. So people are a little, it's funny because like you hear the world is talking about this game and people want to be a part of that conversation. So they get in there and then they're like, this game is way too hard for me. Like, so I've been seeing a lot of that. They're like, I want to play Silksong. And then they're like, I don't like it. Because it's a classic Metroidvania. It's a precision platformer, and it's tough. And like I said, the bosses in this one, they're a lot tougher. In fact, there's a mod. I saw someone put a mod out that makes the bosses not hit you as hard, so they're not taking away as much health. Where they're modding the game to make it a little bit easier. So it's interesting.
Yeah, there's like no built-in difficulty slider, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. So, but I mean, like this game, talk about how popular as an indie game, it broke all the stores when it came out the other day. Like it crashed the Nintendo shop, Xbox, PlayStation, Steam. Steam was down because everybody was trying to get on and get this game. Right after that, there was 500,000 concurrent players playing it for an indie Metroidvania. It's insane. It was really cool to see that this indie game broke the internet. And it's like they could have done so many things with the price, and they put it out for $20, man. It was really cool. People would have paid, I'm sure, up to $40 for this game, considering how anticipated it was. And yeah, very cool. I'm gonna wait until it's $8. These
right,
games
that's what I was gonna say.
Cheap. Right?
I'll wait for a sale. I mean, this isn't one of those games where you have to be on it.
No.
Yeah, it'll be just as good in a few months.
Yeah, like I got the first one like way late, years after, and I think I got it either like in like a mystery bundle or something. I didn't pay for it specifically, and I think it increased my enjoyment of it because I didn't, So, yeah, it's out there. If you're enjoying it, let us know. If you think it's too hard, let us know. But yeah, now what's the next one? We got to go back to maybe about Half-Life 3 or GTA 6. Which one?
The GTA 6, hopefully that meme's not going to be able to live very long because it should be right around the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We need another long anticipated game, so we'll see. All right, next up, Hell Is Us also came out on September 4th. A very different genre, so I feel maybe they were safe in there. A lot of these other indie games they're like, we're not messing around with September 4th. We're going to move. Hell is Us. They're like, we fear no Metroidvania. We're coming out. They're on PC, PS5, Xbox S, and X. This one's a third-person action-adventure game. More about like exploring these kind of semi-open worlds, solving puzzles. Combat is involved. I talked about it a couple weeks ago. I played the demo. It's a very interesting game. I really like the style of it. The combat is fairly simple, but like the creatures or whatever you call them that you find within the world they're interesting. It bills itself as a Souls-like, but I didn't think it was a Souls-like really at all in terms of like, you know, the way the creatures spawn and that sort of stuff when I was playing it. The thing that really drew me in though, and from all my reading about reviews, the thing that's paramount is the story. It's got this great story about like, you know, there's a civil war going on and this I don't know, like society is collapsing as you're playing this game. But it looks interesting. This is one I'll definitely put on my wish list and grab somewhere when it does drop in price. Because I had fun playing the demo. This is the one I was telling you about. It had like the drone that you could throw out there, and it like, you know, distracts the enemies for you or whatever. So you could upgrade the drone, upgrade your weapons. So it was cool. But yeah. I think this one will be like a sleeper hit down the line. Right now, everybody's talking about Hollow Knight, but I think this one could be, you know, could have some potential to carry over. So
yeah, it looks really interesting. It gives me some clear vibes of like being inspired by what's the walking game by with Norman Reedus, Death Stranding.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, just take out all the balancing, weird walking part of that game and make it more of like an Onimusha or something, like sword fighting against the paranormal still. That's the vibe it gives me. The only thing that I kind of wonder about is the depth, because while it looks really good, I just kind of wonder how deep is this game? How much does it want to make you keep playing it?
Yeah, I think that's a very fair statement. I don't know how much depth is there. I know a lot of it is puzzles. Like there's a lot of puzzles throughout the game that some of the reviews I said, you know, they had notebooks to write down stuff as they were going because they were really advanced puzzles to get through the different parts. So yeah, I think it's interesting. And I think like if you want something that is not like a crazy difficult combat driven game like a Souls-like or whatever, this is free, because I thought the environments were really cool. The open world ish, you know, it definitely felt it had paths, but you could choose which direction you wanted to go. Was beautiful, and I thought the characters were interesting. So this one, I definitely think it's going to find a home. I think it's going to be kind of one of those cult classics. You know, I think it could possibly be like that if it gets into the right hands. So I'm excited to try it somewhere down the line. All right, and then we got Cronos: The New Dawn. Came out September 5th on PC, PS5, Xbox S, X, and Nintendo Switch 2. This one is a horror game, a third-person, like, survival horror. It's got big, like, Dead Space vibes because it's, you know, it's kind of sci-fi-y. I was drawn to this one because it's done by Bloober Team. They've played some, or they made some really great horror games that I've played, including the, what was it, the last Silent Hill game, Resident Evil game. Which one did they do?
Don't know.
But one of, yeah, this one just, it looks fantastic. And I like, as I was reading about it, like the story of this one is that like you're also time traveling through these like paradoxes between 1980s Poland and like this dystopian future, and like by rescuing people from the past and it changes the future and that sort of thing. It's really cool. And then the other tidbit I saw that I thought was interesting was that when you're fighting the enemies, like there's these really scary, spooky creatures, but when you kill them, you have to burn them, or else they will merge together and become harder, bigger enemies. I was like, what a great idea, you know?
Yeah. It took me a moment to place where we'd seen this one before. This is the one that had that that like introductory trailer with this dude in the suit, and he's like in a room with an old grandma playing like in front of a chessboard, and you don't know if he's going to hurt her or help her or what's going on exactly. But the time travel,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was this one, and I think this is perfect timing for spooky season. I don't know about y'all, but we've started decorating for Halloween already, and I think we'll be going for some spooky vibes pretty soon. This would be a great game to play this time of year.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that I've been putting off until until October kicks off. But yeah, I would love to check this one out. I don't know what the price is on it, but it's getting great reviews, 78 on OpenCritic. So for something like this, that's definitely a good score. So I like the time travel element. I want to see how that plays in the game. So very cool.
That is a standard $60 game.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, maybe I'll buy sometime later in October. It'll drop in price a little. We'll see. And then last up, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots came out on PC, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. This game, so let me tell you a little history that I have with these golf games. So the previous Hot Shots Golf I had on my PlayStation Vita, it was from Clap Hands, and even before that, the series I had it on, like throughout the life of my PlayStation, I was always a big fan of these games. They're real simple golf mechanics, but like hard to master. They had a challenging skill level. So when I saw that this one was being made no longer by Clap Hands, but now it's made by Bandai Namco, I was very excited. And looking into it more, it's more of the same of those. You've got this one has regular stroke play tournament games. It's got wacky golf, multiplayer mode. You can play it online with people or with the same controller. And as you go through, you unlock all these different characters to play against, to play as, and it is, the progression. It's the progression of just playing golf and then unlocking things. What I'm hearing, though, this downside is that there really haven't been any changes to it. It's still very dated, and this one's unpolished. I heard it called, and like very kind of a little bit of a step back from the previous game that was on PlayStation Vita or PlayStation 3, which is pretty crazy. So yeah. I was bummed to see that. I still absolutely want it. I could see it myself playing a lot of it on my Steam Deck, and in looking there, I did see one of the reviews says it runs like shit on the Steam Deck, which is another bummer. Yeah, this was one I was probably thinking about picking up day one, and it went to I need to wait to see if they can, make it run a little bit better, make it more enjoyable. But you ever play these games?
No, not played a Hot Shot Golf, but it was reminding me of some good times when I was a kid on the original Xbox playing Outlaw Golf.
Oh yeah, I like any of those. Like again, these are the arcade sports games. I mean. Right. Where are they?
It makes it like I would never play a PGA golf game, but you spice it up with one of these, either of these, and I'm interested. And it's interesting to know that it's from Bandai Namco, so I wonder if we'll get some Gundam cross into it.
Gundam golf, dude, you're in for that one. Yeah, so this one's at a 71 on OpenCritic right now. So again, like this one either a mega sale, or if they can optimize it better and make it a little bit nicer, I'll grab it full price, absolutely. But we'll see. All right, and that is it for our new releases from this past week. Let's get into our news of the week. All right, it is a brand new month, and you know what that means. A brand new humble choice has been announced. This month, PC players can get WWE 2K25, Destiny 2 Legacy Collection, The Plucky Squire, Spellforce Conquest of EO, Return to Monkey Island, Eastern Exorcist, Warhammer 40k Speed Freaks, and Grapple Dog. All for the low price of $14.99, I think now. What are your thoughts on this this bundle?
Yeah, I really need to remember to cancel this month. Yeah, I mean, there's a few titles in there that I would like to try out, mainly Plucky Squire. Grappled Dog looks okay if you're looking for something like arcadey to play on the couch. And then, is there anything that Warhammer 40K can't be?
Right, dude?
Yeah, I would try it out. I mean, I've got a twisted metal shaped hole in my heart right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. We talked about this one maybe a few months ago. They showed it. It came out of early access at the Game Awards. Was it? No, not the Game Awards. Summer Games Fest. And we were talking about how cool it looked. And so I was like, oh, yeah, I'll check it out. And the biggest thing I'm seeing about that is that there's no player base. So you have to wait for a lobby to fill up. And I was like, oh, man, that sucks. Because that was the only one that was really drawing me in. I played the Plucky Squire. It's great. I have no interest in WWE, no interest in Destiny 2. So, yeah, this one, I also need to remember to cancel it. I have not. So, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are excited for this one. But to me, this is one of the worst I've seen in a long time. You know, there's very little interest here. So, I don't know. I've never even heard of Eastern Exorcist. I looked it up. I think it's like a 2D, like a side-scrolling like game. I don't know, but yeah. And I feel like Destiny 2, like, who's getting into Destiny 2 like right now? Like that's the biggest thing.
I really thought it was supposed to be like a free-to-play thing at this point. So I don't even know what they're bundling in there to make it.
It has a lot. But, like, I mean, it's a lot of, like, all the DLC and stuff like that. So the main game is free to play. But, like, yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like even still at this point, you're so behind the rest of everybody if you're just breaking in now. Like, it's tough. But, all right, let's switch it up. Let's talk about Game Pass. The latest Game Pass games for this month. All right, we talked about Hollow Knight Silksong. That was available on... day one through Game Pass, which is very cool. But they also added I Am Your Beast, 9 Souls, Cataclysmo, and then coming soon, Paw Patrol World and Roadcraft. Now, I'm excited about Roadcraft just based on everything that you've said about it. So I'm excited to get in there and check that one out. And I did check out I Am Your Beast, and that game is fun, dude. You still have Game Pass or no?
I mean, for PC, I can just grab it whenever.
Oh, okay. I could see you digging this one. It's kind of like, so it's a first-person shooter thing, but like speed-based like kind of like a graded objective, like how you get through like this group of people, either like stabbing them in the head, throwing a knife, shooting them, and then you get graded on your speed, how quickly or how much style you used and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. I was really surprised when I downloaded it and checked it out. But yeah, I mean, just for Hollow Knight and Roadcraft, that's a killer lineup right there just for those 2 games. So Roadcraft, that came out fairly recently, right?
It wasn't too long ago. I mean, it's been months, but not that long. Right. Within the past 6 months, I would say. Yeah, I can't say enough about it. This is like, I said I don't want to play anything but Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now, but the number 2 on that list that I'll be reverting back to eventually, I'm sure, is Roadcraft, because that's one that I want to 100%. And I think a new set of DLC just came out for it with like new maps, new vehicles and stuff like that, but I haven't looked into it. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So that one, if for those unfamiliar, it's like you are cleaning up after natural disasters. There's a fleet of over 40 authentic construction vehicles, clear debris, repair roads, bridges, restore infrastructure. And you can play that solo or co-op. So yeah, that one, it sounds fun.
It's the predecessor to shoot, Mud Runner and then Snow Runner, and then Roadcraft comes after those two, based on the same physics engine, I believe, but it's not the same style of gameplay exactly. This is more about cleanup and repair and building roads, getting the AI vehicles from point A to point B to continue the map.
Gotcha. Yeah, very cool. Great lineup for games in Game Pass. And then, like, yeah, if you're a fan of Metroidvanias, obviously Silksong, but Nine Souls was a very enjoyable side-scrolling. This one was more parry-based, based on, like, the Sekiro gameplay, but it's a Metroidvania-style game. So, yeah, excellent lineup. And then make sure that you, by September 15th, you beat All You Need Is Help, Wargroove 2, and We Love Katamari Reroll and Royal Reverie, because those games are going bye-bye. All right, next up, Sony had a deep dive state of play of the 007 First Light, the new James Bond game. It was about 30 minutes of gameplay and talk about the game. And so some big things that we found out. One, the actor who's playing James Bond is Patrick Gibson. I'm not familiar who he is, but he's from Dexter, Original Sin. Another thing we found out is that the game comes out March 27th, so a lot sooner than I expected. I thought this was going to be, one of those games where we're like, oh, this is going to be delayed again, late next year. But no, we got it's less than 6 months. So that's very cool. And I watched the gameplay, and I went from having very, very low expectations to being actually really excited for it, because it played just like a Bond movie. So the way it's set up in the thing, they show you a couple different styles of the gameplay. The first being like you trying to infiltrate this area to follow this guy. It's kind of a puzzle to get to into this area. And this is done by IO Interactive, famous for the Hitman series. And it does remind me a lot of that, where you have to make choices and how you can accomplish certain tasks. With that, you can go about killing these people in any specific way. This one, there's different ways you could do things as well. But where I was really drawn in was then there's this car chase scene where, it's very much, it was so cinematic in the way that it was done, where they're like blasting through fences and doing these jumps. It's got the classic, like, for some reason, there's one of those flatbed tow trucks there that's up, and they're going to go off it, of course. But yeah, it looked like a blast to play. Kind of a combination of like Hitman with like Uncharted too, in the way how it's linear and it's telling the cinematic kind of story. But yeah, man, I am way more excited than I was prior to watching this gameplay. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I remain skeptical, just because I played that Indiana Jones, the new one, the tight little hole or whatever we said it was.
Yep, that's what it was.
and I was very let down by that. I feel like it's probably great for a casual gamer on a lower difficulty who just loves Indiana Jones movies and wants to play through an Indiana Jones movie. And I'm afraid that from watching a little bit of the gameplay that this is what that's going to kind of be like. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a great game. It's probably going to be well received, but not for me. Like you said, Uncharted, that's exactly what that car chase scene made me think of. And it has me wondering how much of this is on rails and how much is not. Because at the speed at which you're watching the road and you're trying to drive through the road, assuming you have like full control of the car and there's good physics there and stuff, they're like, we need to shave some time and take some shortcuts. Like, let me crash through these trees all of a sudden then. I'm never going to have the reaction time to know to not use the road and to use the random place that does not look like you should be able to drive through it instead. So I don't know. Right. That's either going to be a little bit more on rails than it leads on, or it's going to be a very frustrating scene of the game to get through.
That's a very, very good point. I didn't think about that at the time. I just thought, I'm like, man, this looks so cool. Like, you could drive right through the right through the woods.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a great point. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see more. But yeah, as someone who does like those games, just a cinematic experience that you could just play through, this one, it definitely got me excited. Also, as a big fan of the Bond movie franchise, then I'm all here. I'm here for it. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see more. You can pre-order the game right now. It's going to be a full price $70 game, or you could get the Legacy Edition for $300. If you really want that. That comes with a Golden Gun figurine, a Certificate of Authority steel case with magnet, Deluxe Edition DLC, which includes 4 outfits, weapon skin, and then some DLC skins. $300 for a Golden Gun figurine in a game. What is happening with these things? But yeah, it's going to be on PC, PS5, Xbox SX, and Nintendo Switch 2. So hopefully we'll get some more gameplay and some stuff leading up to it. All right, and then next up, Call of Duty, the movie, was announced, which is very cool. But that's not even the most interesting part. The most interesting part of this announcement is that they almost got Steven Spielberg to make the movie. He is, I guess, a big fan of the Call of Duty series, and he pitched an idea, and they turned him down. So, yeah, what do you think of that?
That's pretty crazy. I have a hard time believing Steven Spielberg is a big Call of Duty fan. Like, is he out there grinding through, ranked matches on the weekends between movie shoots? I don't know about that.
Yeah, he's still playing the second one, though. The one where, like, the World War II one.
Yeah, well, okay. That's the perfect transition, because Steven Spielberg made one of the greatest war movies of all time, Saving Private Ryan. And, that's probably in my top 3 movies of all time. And it is so fantastic. But could he do a movie? I assume this is going to be more modern day. Can he do a movie on the same scale that's that fits the Call of Duty name, that is modern, and hopefully would land up there somewhere with, like, Saving Private Ryan? I don't know what the budget on this would be, but it's Call of Duty, so there should be, like, it should be like Avatar money.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's probably ultimately the difference, is that, maybe he wants to do something like Saving Private Ryan, and they want something more Hollywood, Let me read some quotes from this real fast. So regarding the Spielberg news, this was from Puck News, but they said, with Spielberg comes the famous Spielberg deal, which includes top-of-market economics, final cut, and full control over production and marketing. And they said this reportedly spooked Activision, who ultimately went with another pitch from Paramount. So they gave it to Paramount, and Paramount CEO said, we're approaching this film with the same disciplined, uncompromising commitment to excellence that guided our work on Top Gun Maverick. They said, I can promise that we are resolute in our mission to deliver a cinematic experience that honors the legacy of this one-in-a-million brand, thrilling longtime fans of Call of Duty while captivating a whole new generation. So as soon as they said that, I was like, okay, yeah, they want that, the fast, like, the Fast and the Furious in the Call of Duty world, over the top, huge spectacle, and not so much maybe a character study of these people in war,
Right.
So
yeah, I don't think the new generation is going to be that interested in, like, war drama.
Right. Yeah. So I'm very interested either way. I think this could be, if they do it right, could be a huge moneymaker. But yeah, they got to do it right. Figure out what the setting is going to be. Are they going to continue with the futuristic stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, what would you want out of a Call of Duty movie?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as, like, the campaigns, like the Black Ops stuff, I think is the best in terms of storytelling. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't played the last two campaigns. Well, maybe even more than that. But I remember like, the stuff with like whatever, like soap and stuff like that, where like they're
Yeah.
bombing the United States, and it was like really really dramatic. Like that stuff was great. So if they could do something like that, it might be cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I feel like that's what it's gonna be. They're just kind of gonna choose like the modern warfare timeline
yeah,
of events and make a movie out of it. I think what I'd rather see is something that isn't every other modern war movie. Maybe some sort of meta experimental more thing that ties these different timelines together. So you've got some Black Ops, you've got some Modern Warfare, Ghosts, even going back to like Call of Duty World War II. If you could somehow tie all of this stuff together under like the theme of these soldiers living through these different wars and experiences, that would be cool. I have no idea how you can do that or write that, but I mean,
that would be cool.
more interesting movies have been made.
Absolutely. And I mean, I feel like if this does well, it will be a movie franchise. I don't see why I wouldn't, there's so much behind the name. But yeah, I could definitely see them continuing doing something like that where it follows like these soldiers. So yeah, it's way off. There's not a, I don't think there's a script or anything for this yet, just the rights. So yeah, I'm excited. I will absolutely be looking forward to whatever they do decide. Did you see Top Gun Maverick?
No.
It's really good. They do a good job of kind of. So Top Gun, the first one, was definitely more of a story-based thing. It was not an action movie, more of a drama. And this one, they do a good job of kind of taking that just drama movie and creating a good action movie with it. So it's not too over the top or whatever. So I have faith that they can make something pretty good. All right, and last up, we got a new game announcement. A little game called Restore Your Island. Now, this is a very niche game, and I don't know if it's going to attract too many people, but it got me excited. So what it is here, I'm just going to read the little synopsis here. A first-person cozy life cleaning simulation game. Players will embark on an expedition to clean, restore, and decorate a forgotten and polluted island together with a loyal dog companion. Establish a dream cabin, upgrade tools, and sell the findings on the beach to explore or to expand the operation. So, yeah, this is going to be something coming to PC. The trailer that they showed, it just shows this island just covered with garbage, and you got to pick up the garbage and then sell it to get upgrades to pick up more garbage, and there's treasure you could find, and then there's little animals that you could help save, and then you could play with a dog. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much gameplay is here, but
yeah, that's my only question after seeing that trailer. I didn't see the whole establish your dream cabin part played out in that trailer.
Me neither. They didn't show it at all.
That's what I'm interested in. If I'm going to clean up this island, clean up the beach and the massive crap you have to go through, like picking up individual litter and throwing it away, I want a reason to do it, and some sort of like simple crafting and building mechanic in there would be nice.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm very surprised. I actually went back and rewatched it after I read this because I'm like, yeah, I don't remember seeing a dream cabin situation. But I'm telling you, man, any of these games where like I have like just to clean up garbage or like power wash things, for some reason, I'm like, that's all I need. Like it's just the monotony of doing that while I'm like, have something I'm like half paying attention to in the background. Like it just shuts off my brain just enough where I'm like, okay, yeah. Now you put a dog in the mix. Oof, best game ever.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Coming soon. We don't even have a release date to Restore Our Island. But let me tell you, there is a lot of trash on that island.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you go to different islands like after that? Like, how does does there more trash that washes up on a daily basis? I have so many questions.
What do you do with the trash bags? Just throw them in the ocean.
Yeah, well, that's the cycle of the game. You just keep collecting trash and then throwing it back out there. Yeah, very cool. Restore Your Island. Keep an eye out for that. All right, and that is it for us here at Gaming News Weekly. You got anything to add before we pack it up?
Nah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for checking out this episode. Be sure to find us on YouTube at Pop Culture Playground. The show is there every single Monday. Find it. You could watch the video. You could see the trailer for Restore Your Island. You could watch a little bit of the gameplay for 007 First Light. It's got that right in there.
Yeah, real quick. There was something I was going to bring up at the end. Okay.
Let me hear it.
I know this ad is running heavily on the IGN website, like videos. Did you see this remake that Paul Rudd has done of the Nintendo commercial?
I did.
Of the Nintendo commercial he did as like a teenager.
From the previous one? Yes.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's all I want to talk about.
I like it. Yeah, anytime you get Paul Rudd doing something, I'm sold. Yeah. Did you watch Friendship? I think that's what it's called.
Yes,
Friendship?
I did with
Tim
Tim
Robinson.
Robinson.
Yeah, that was funny. That was a very strange movie. It was enjoyable. But yeah, where else? Oh yeah, podcasts. And if you want to just listen to the podcast, find us anywhere podcasts are found. Just type in GNW, and you will find this show every single Monday morning. Make sure to subscribe so you have it ready for your commute, for the gym, what have you. And then that's all I got. So have a great day. Go Bills, and we'll see you next week.